game is incredible. The show, what are you doing? Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the HBO Max show, The Last of Us Season 2 specifically. Season 2 just wrapped up, and I had already seen Season 1 back when it was on. First of all, hard spoilers. Going to talk about every details about the show, so there's going to be spoilers for sure. Be warned, if you're not into that, then watch the show before you watch this video. Or if you don't care, then go ahead and watch the video. This video is going to be a little hot. I got plenty to talk about, so we're just going to get right into it. So real quick, I am a massive fan of the games. Last of Us was my favorite game, and then when The Last of Us 2 came out, somehow was able to surpass that. And also, in my opinion, Last of Us 2 is an absolute masterpiece and is just straight up the best story ever created, ever told in any format, movies, books, games, anything. It just hit so hard for me. It's so good. It's so impactful. What they're able to achieve, which I'll kind of talk about later with a certain character, is masterful, impossible, and they pull it off and they're successful. And it's just so incredibly good. Not to mention just the aesthetic of like a post-apocalyptic world that I love that kind of thing. So the setting is just cool, looks cool. The revenge narrative, what they do with it at the end and throughout it, how they set everything up, how they deal with the different characters and interactions, how they show the different perspectives from one character and then the next character, how they segment the game and the story that way. It's just an unbelievable masterpiece. They pull it off so well. The game is incredible. The show, what are you doing? So season 1, so where am I going all over the place here? Let's see. So season 1 I felt was rushed. It was 10 episodes. I felt like that was rushed. It was okay, but like definitely felt rushed. It felt like they could have spent a little bit more time fleshing out certain aspects of the story and certain areas and things like that. This season was 7 episodes. And they broke the game up into 2 seasons. So kind of the first half-ish of the game is season 2. Season 3 is going to be the second half, focusing on Abby's character. Just wildly rushed. Even with 10 episodes, I feel like it probably still would have been rushed. But man, they just flew through things, literally just cut massive chunks out that should have stayed in there. And I just couldn't believe how massively rushed this show was. And to the detriment of the story. Like it hurt the story not being able to spend enough time with certain characters or certain aspects or really get into things that the game went into that they just like cut out or breezed right through in this show. It's a real bummer. Also, so based on season 1 and how rushed that was, and then also based on the, sorry about it, but atrocious casting. I know everyone loves Pedro Pascal, and I like him in certain things, but not for Joel. It's just weird. Just a weird casting. That one I can get more over. That one, it's like whatever. But Ellie, just an awesome character in the game. I just don't understand. I'm not going to get into details or be mean, but I just... nah, dog. Yeah, missed it. You missed the mark with that casting. Just insane. Hate the casting of Ellie. Hate the casting of pretty much all the characters. Dina is a good cast, I think, in season 2. The guy who plays Jesse he did a pretty good job. He's fine, I think, but yeah, in general, the casting's terrible in this show. I don't get it. But yeah, like I said, rushed. Super rushed. Wildly rushed. I just absolutely baffled how much they screwed this season up. much more than they screwed up season 1. And this is all coming from a perspective of a game fan. I don't even know how. I haven't looked at any like reviews or people's feedback, but like I don't know how people who don't know the games, like how they feel about the show. I don't know how they felt about season 1. I think it was a hit. Like people liked it. Season 2 though, I just felt like they left out so much and breezed through so much that I feel like even if you're not a fan of the games, like there's certain stuff that just didn't hit right. It couldn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just being a fan of the game and how much I revere that story. That of course, you're not going to live up to what the game was with the live action show. But I don't know, man. But first of all, like the changes that were made in the show, I blame on Craig Mazin, the like showrunner or whatever. I know that Neil Druckmann, not only just my feeling and everything, but like the literal like interviews that I've seen, like and the stuff that they put after the episodes, like where he like says, "Oh yeah, I thought this would be a good change, and that's what I did." So it's like he changed a bunch of the stuff. Neil Druckmann created this masterpiece in the game, and then for whatever weird reason, Craig Mazin is like, "Oh, let's change this part and make it not as good." I just don't understand. But one change that I didn't understand at all and thought just ruined it was introducing Abby early on, which the game you see Abby and you get into that, but it's all like, who is this? Like, who are these group of people? Like, what are they doing? And then slowly but surely it gets to the point where, spoiler alert, and like I said, spoilers all through this thing, when they kill Joel, you're like, oh, whoa, this is who this is. And like she, kind of explain like, oh, you killed my dad. Like I'm going to kill you now. In the show, they more or less are like spoil Joel's death of like, hey, we're a group of characters who are mad at Joel and we're going to hunt him down and this is our mission and we're going to kill him. Spoiler alert, why are you doing that? It was much more effective in the game, the way that they handled that and revealed that and led up to Joel's death. It was awesome. It was perfect. Masterpiece. The show blew it. I just don't understand why they introduced her that early in the way that they introduced her and kind of just put it out there of like, this is who this person is and this is what she's here to do. Just don't agree with doing it that way. Tommy not going to Seattle beforehand is an unbelievable misstep for me and huge change that just blew it. Like when they get there in the game, Ellie and Dina get there, there's all these like clues and like things they stumble upon where it's like, oh, this person was like tied up and tortured and like what's going on here, and then like, oh, there's all these like clues as the different locations as they get to different places where they're like, man, someone was here like right before us, like doing something to these WLF members that aren't. It's not them, and it's not the Scars, like the other group. It's like what's going on here? And it turns out it's Tommy. He had gotten there before them, and he's on his own revenge tour. And I think they're gonna get to some of that because like he shows up with Jesse in the show to help Ellie and Dina and save them and get them back. And you hear on the radio at one point he did this. He was like sniping, like the whole thing about the sniper. So they are going to do that sniper part. Sounds like in season 3, but him getting there beforehand and having it also back another change. Like he wasn't there with Joel when Joel died. In the game, he's there. In the show, it's Dina. Don't understand that change. They like take away like Tommy's story. They added a cool part, I will admit, with when the infected are all storming the city or the town or whatever, and they're defending it. There's that cool part where he's like taking on the giant infected and has the flamethrower and all that. That was cool. I did like that. But aside from that, they completely take his character out of the story. Like he should be pissed too. He should be wanting revenge for his brother like he does in the game. They just completely take that away by not having him go there, like, for that. He only goes there with Jesse for the purpose of rescuing or bringing back Dina and Ellie after they've gone for their revenge mission. And it's so annoying to me that this really cool aspect of the story is completely just taken out, and just like it doesn't even make sense what's going to happen next, like going forward with Tommy. It's not going to happen. Like when he like in the game, he comes back in and this is, spoilers massively in the for the future of the story for season 3. But he like finds where Abby is again and like kind of tries to get Ellie to go back and get her. And it's like, and Dina's like, come on, man. Like, we were done with that. We're over that stuff. Like, get out of here. He's not going to do that. If he's not even like, he doesn't care about the revenge of it all. Like, in this version of the story. And it's so stupid. So, whatever. And I think that everything with Tommy has been blown for the show. And it's just completely different from the game. And I think it's stupid. I didn't even talk about Abby not being jacked in the show and just her being the skinny little girl. I've heard mixed things on this. Even like Neil Druckmann, I think I saw a thing where he said like, oh, it's just not important for her in this version of the story. Well, then you're telling a fully different story, dude, because it's pretty important. Like, she's a jacked beast. There's an intimidation factor there with Ellie having to like confront or be, fighting her, and that's just taken away. They pull off this incredibly impossible feat where you have Abby kill Joel and you immediately hate her. Everyone hates her. And then you take a character that you hate because of this thing that they did to a beloved character, and over the course of time somehow not just redeem her, but make you love her. I love Abby in The Last of Us 2 in the game. The character's awesome. You grow, you see her perspective in the second half of the game, which we'll see in whatever they do with season 3. See if they can pull it off in the show. I doubt it, because now we have to wait a year. The show ends with us hating Abby because they didn't do anything to show her perspective in the show. So we just hate her now. We're going to spend the next year and a half until season 3 comes out hating this character. Good luck redeeming that. But in the game, they not only redeem it, but they make you love that character. From the story, the perspective that you see during these 3 days in Seattle, and then part of that is her being this jacked beast, like taking out this massive, like huge, crazy infected in one part of the game. They doubt they're going to do that because how's this tiny little girl in the show going to have that fight? Like, it's just I'm so disappointed with like how much they changed and what they're just not going to be able to do in the show that they did in the game. In that last episode, I do not understand why they added the part where Ellie's on the boat. First of all, they cut so much with the boat stuff, but like her going, but then they add a part, her going to the aquarium, and she like crashes and the wave hits her. She crashes onto the island. It has that scene that almost seems like it's going to be Abby's scene where Abby gets strung up, and that's an introduction of this other character that's kind of the start of Abby's story, or sort of the start. And you're like, what are they doing that with Ellie? Like, why are they doing this? And then all of a sudden they go running off and she's like freed and gets back in the boat and just goes to the aquarium like nothing happened. Like, why did they do that? What was the point of that addition and change? That was just baffling. This is like, I'm not even like mad about it, or like I just don't understand why they added that. What I am mad about is the addition, and this is a full Craig Mazin edition that he said in the interview stuff at the end of the episode. He's like, what if we added this? I'll tell you what if. You ruin it, idiot. This addition of, in the game it's perfect, of course, because masterpiece. In the show, he kills Mel, who's pregnant. She immediately, like, as if she would just know all this, like, oh, I'm dying, and this is what's happening, and I only have this amount of time. You need to cut the baby out, and here's a knife, and this is what you need to do. What are you talking about? And then she doesn't even do it. Like Ellie's just like bewildered and like, oh, and like doesn't even attempt to cut the baby out. In the game, all you need is that reveal, which they do in the game. She kills Owen, kills Mel, and then there's the reveal of the pregnant belly where you're like, oh my God, like this has gotten dark. What have I done in my revenge thing? I've killed an innocent life here. That's all you need is that reveal. Like, oh, like it's so impactful. And they just like cluttered it up and made it all weird with the like her telling her to cut the baby out, and then she doesn't even attempt to do so. It was just such a weird change. Did not like that at all. Follow the freaking game, dude. The game is a masterpiece. Don't try to change stuff unless it truly is going to be something that fleshes something out more, which you're not going to do because you're rushing through all these episodes, fitting in 7 episodes in a season, or like improves something or makes it better, which you're not going to do because it's masterpiece. So, yeah, man, I just was not, I was disappointed with season 1. With season 2, I knew it wasn't going to live up because of how much I love the game's story. But is more disappointing than I thought it was going to be. It was a bummer. True bummer. So, I don't know. That's it for my rant, I think. I could talk about a bunch of other stuff. But I just wanted to kind of get all those thoughts off my chest after the finale last night, or 2 nights ago, or whatever I watched it. And, we'll see what they do in season 3. I'm not hopeful that it's going to roll. I'm not expecting it to be very good considering how this was, but I am hopeful it'll be better because at least we get to follow Abby's story and see that more. And that's the part that I enjoyed the most out of the game. So, I think it'll be better than season 2 because just the simple fact that we get to follow Abby instead of Ellie, and we'll see if they pull off some of the key moments in there, and if they're able to sway the audience to coming around to liking her, like they pull off in the game. I think they got this chip stacked up against them with that, the way they're handling it in the show, and the massive amount of time we're going to have to wait until season 3 while hating this character, because if you don't know the game and you only know the show, you hate the character because she killed Joel. So, yeah, we'll see what they do. So, yeah, that's it for my rant on The Last of Us Season 2. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you agree, disagree, whatever, let me know. Leave a comment, whatever you thought of the show yourself, and if you like it, if you don't like it, if you did like the games, if you played the games, how you feel about the show. If you didn't, just curious about your thoughts on that. And stay tuned. Until next time,